And years before charges that the IRS targeted Tea Party and other conservative organizations, another group actually sued the tax agency back in 2010, claiming a similar kind of political profiling. Lori Lowenthal Marcus, the president and founder of Z Street, a pro-Israel group, joins me now in a Real Story exclusive. It's great to have you on, Lori, and I remember, in fact, when you filed this lawsuit, but there was a bit of a hang-up. Tell us what happened.
What happened was, after we filed the lawsuit claiming, because we heard it from the IRS, that the IRS was treating our organization differently for purposes of determining whether we were entitled to tax exemption because of our political views, our views about the Middle East, we filed the suit, and the IRS responded. They tried to dismiss our complaint, throw it out of court, saying we didn't have a claim. And finally now, 4 years later, a judge in federal court in Washington essentially threw out all the defenses of the IRS brought by the Justice Department, saying the IRS is wrong. It has to respond to our complaint substantively. And actually, today is the day that they're required to respond to us.
Wow. So I take it you haven't heard from them yet.
I'm sure that we'll get a filing, a minute before midnight. But the IRS repeatedly raised issues that it knows, it should have known, were spurious, and simply delayed our lawsuit over and over again, claiming that we are not entitled to sue the government. Now, of course, the Bill of Rights gives us the right. That's what the Bill of Rights is about.
Right.
When the government acts in an unconstitutional manner, citizens can sue.
Right. Well, and there's so many layers to this story because there's been a lot of focus on the targeting of conservative groups. But there were murmurs a couple years ago about the fact that other groups whose policies did not agree with the administration's policies, as yours apparently did not with regard to Israel, that you were also being targeted. So now this comes full circle. You are, in fact, going to be able to sue the IRS. What's your next step?
Our next step is when we get the answer from the IRS, we then enter the phase that's called discovery. And that's essential because that's when we get to ask the government for documents, for answers to questions, essentially get to interview members of the IRS, officials, and so forth, to provide us with the information about how they came up with a policy that discriminates based on political viewpoint. It's unconstitutional. They can't do it, and we're going to be able, we're the first ones in court, and so we will be able to share with everyone. Everyone will learn exactly what it is that the IRS was doing in terms of punishing people with a different political viewpoint.
Very, very interesting. Please keep us posted. Lori Lowenthal Marcus, president and founder of Z Street. Thanks much for your time.